Evening, everybody. We got Gerry here with his sophisticated glasses on. He's in his new studio, which we were just talking about. So it is Sunday, everybody. It's October 17th. I don't know what's going on October 17th. We're just, a few weeks away from time change, a few weeks away from Halloween and all that stuff. So I'm off next week. So I took the week off. So I always say I'm going to be productive, but probably won't.
Where are you going on your vacation?
I'm having a staycation. So, evening. Let's see, Michael Kruger's in the house. We got C, F, and M, F, M, Effer, MFer, W. We got Dan in the house. We got Michael Kruger busting our fucking balls already. We got Shamir. So I had a really good week, but I took a lot of shit off and did put a lot of shit on. So I'm going to go through my week, and then Gerry will go through his and all that. So we got people filing in. Oh, we got Mikaru. Mikaru made it. Mikaru.
With the glasses.
Gerry's biggest fan. We got all goods going on here, watching movies left and right. And we got Chuck E. Cheese.
Chucky.
We got Adirondack. We got Pumpkin Man, which has a 700-pound pumpkin. And we got Gerry here. Okay, let me see. My week was interesting, Gerry. So last week, I took off $1,896 in premium. So I'm up $3,000 for the month, which is honestly where I'll probably be. I probably won't take anything else off. Not that I even really have anything to take off, but so $3,000 is right where I want to be. And I was running quite light. And guess what? They skipped that freaking expiry again. I don't know why, but they skipped it. So that made it tough. I ended up putting on, let's see, what did I put on? I put on, a TNA. I put 5 of those on, and I put 10 TQQQs on, going out 40 days on those.
Dang.
I almost put 10 TQQ or 10 TWA, TWA, TNAs on. But just given that the name is TNA, I'm like, isn't that like dynamite, or is that just TNT?
That's TNT.
Just TNT? All right. Well, yeah, so I got $1,000 for the TQQQs total, and I got $500 for the TNA. So $1,500 at premium just put on right there. Went with roughly about a 10% probably in the money, so we're right around there. And that brings me up to 14.5% buying power used, and maintenance margin is sitting at about $44,000. $2,000 of premium sitting there cooking, so it's quite light. And then I got the Babas that I've recovered a little bit, but I'm still down $1,600 on those. 5 open positions, 20 contracts total. So I had to put something on, Gerry. I just could not, not put something on. It's like I was running like 5% or something like that, probably buying power. So I'm at 40. What am I at? 40. About $43,000 in profits this year, in realized profits this year. So if I can hit $2,000 to $3,000 for November, $2,000 to $3,000 for December, that'll put me really close to the $50,000 goal that I had this year. I think it was 48 actually. Now that I think about it, honestly, that $3,000 gain that I had this month puts me right at around 1%. 1% gain for the month. Technically, it's a little bit more than that. IB shows me at like 2.3% or something like that, which is bullshit. Just because the market's recovered, those Baba leaps have recovered. So it's kind of a little bit of horse shit freaking, metrics. So I'm just going by, premium received profits, whatever, divided by the net leg. Gives me about a 1% return. As we sit right now, futures are pretty much flat. They were up earlier. They went down. They were minus for a while, but now they're flat. We got Crapto that is up as 1.3% as well. 1.3%. CL is up. Jesus, 82.5 per barrel, Gerry. So that was my week. This week, I will be trading, of course. Just because I'm off from work doesn't mean I won't be trading. I might actually try to put out 2 videos during midweek, a couple short ones. Probably won't be options related. I take that back. One might be somewhat options related. But anyways, Gerry, go ahead and let these fine folks know how your week went as well.
Yeah, I had a decent week. All considering, if you guys remember last week, I talked about possibly needing to take a loss on a position because of some downgrades and a huge annual dividend. So I did actually take the loss. Ended up being about $156.
It was Vail, right?
Huh? On
Vail?
Vail Valet. I don't know how the heck you say it. Some foreign company. But $156 lost. But overall for the week, I'd still managed to squeeze out $460.82 in profit. So not overall bad. And I'm running very light. I need to, because I made that big deposit in the last week or two, and I got to get used to putting on multiple contracts, because the stuff that I've been doing was good, for a smaller account. But now that I'm running, I'm only running 19% maintenance margin, $22,000 versus $113,700 net liquidity, and I only have $2,550 of premium cooking. So I'm running extremely light, and I'm definitely probably not gonna make I'm not gonna probably beat last month, what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to put some crap on for sure. It's funny because I ended up putting on a TNA spread too at the end of the day Friday. I did a spread. I didn't do a straight put. So I probably should have did 10 of them like Dave did. But I did put on a QQQ last week. I did I think I did a 315. Let me see. Yeah, I did a 315 strike. Collected $1.90 for that one. So that was my big one. Put on a spread on SOXL, and then did some other weird crap that I normally do. Also put on an Intel. I'm playing earnings since Dave's not in it.
What expiry did you do for your QQQ?
What's that?
What expiry did you do for your QQQ?
November 26th.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I wish they opened that December, or what was the 12th they're supposed to open up?
Yeah, I don't know why they're messing around with that. It's kind of pissing me off, because that's what I was kind of waiting.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like when it didn't come on, I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? So that's when I went into the TNA spread and I was like, I got to put something on before the weekend.
That's what I did. Literally, it's like 2 minutes before the market closed. I'm like, oh, Phil, moving the freaking price around.
And I of course I did a lot of my, normal stuff. I put on a Jets ETF put, Rick, which is RCI Hospitality. I did probably a controversial one in everybody's going to say, oh, why did you do that? In Bed Bath & Beyond. So they got beat the hell up because they missed earnings.
It's supply chain related, right?
Yeah, I think it's a little overdone though, because I actually went into a Bed Bath & Beyond a week or so ago, and shelves are pretty damn full. So I don't know. I think it's overdone. So
it is one of my favorite stores. I actually really like that store. I hope they never go out of business. Because where do you go if they're closed?
Yeah, we actually went shopping. It's actually really tough because we got a Cow King, and Cow King sheet sets, mattresses, comforters, all that stuff. Man, that's tough to find.
For anybody that doesn't know what a Cow King is, it's a king size mattress that's just a little bit longer.
Yes.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. You're gonna
So
stretch the hell out.
Gerry being 5'11", he really needs a cow king, right?
Boy, it's so nice though.
You definitely need the width of a king if you got two people, for
Yeah.
sure. I like to be in a different time zone. So, yeah, all right. Well, hey, thanks for sharing that. I guess, you know, I was in the same boat. I took so much stuff off. I'm like, oh shit, there's no new expiry. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go out to December's regular expiry. That was like 60 days out still. I'm like, ooh. So I just went out. What did I think I did November? I did November 26th. So for those TQQQs and the TNAs, so they're 40 days out. Well, from now they are. So, put something on. I went a little bit more riskier than I would probably have gone normally, but you know what? I don't really mind taking those either. Matt put one on at the money, so I'm like, you know what? Whatever, I'll do 10%. So let me answer some questions here. We got a grateful man here. I didn't get alert from YouTube for either of your responses. Well, this is the first I've heard of you not getting a response or people not getting a response to my responses. I definitely have getting people leaving comments on my channel that just don't show up. And that happened literally 10 minutes before we started this stream. Somebody left a comment. It's nowhere to be found. What I do on those, if they're a relevant comment, they're pretty good comments, I will either answer it in a video, I'll do it in the community tab or something like that. But I did get yours. I don't know why you didn't get a response. I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, it's really buggy. It really is.
This is something new. This has never really happened in the last 3 months or so. Like the last few months, it's probably just started up. It's never happened in the last 2 years.
It's been pretty
I
bad.
don't know. I got one guy that unsubbed for me because he was pissed off. He thought I deleted his message.
Yeah.
So, or his comment. Anyways, yeah, it's just sad because when people write a big comment out, like for example, Thomas did big old comment. Must have took him, an hour to write it, So, but I'm going to respond to him in a video response. So, let's see here. I don't know what icons you're talking about. Talking about these up here? Yeah, you can really I don't know. I don't know what icons you're talking about. What's going on, James? Let's see here. I get to play 1 week of retirement next week. Dave, let's see here. What were your strikes in QQQ and TNA? What delta did you shoot for? Yeah, it was a 0.10 delta is what I think I went with. Let me see. The actual strikes were on the TQQQ. I went with a 95, which is what I was doing now that I remember. I was looking for roughly about a 10% move down is what I was trying to allow for. And that's right where the QQQs are at a 30% because it's triple leverage. And the TNA was 28, so it was really close to a 10% move down. That's where I wanted to be. I put you below the 200 period average and all that, and I just felt safe. If we got down there, it could. I might take ownership of these some biatches, you know what I mean?
Wait,
And then just
TNA was
ride it
what?
out. What's
You're
that?
talking Delta, 28 Delta?
No,
On
20% down.
Oh, what's the
move
strike?
down. The delta was roughly about a 0.10. It gets you close to about a 10% move down. At least in this case, it did. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to be looking to put some more TNAs. I don't know, maybe IWMs. I don't know. What's the difference, Gerry? It's the same damn thing, aren't they?
TNA's triple levered.
Yeah, but the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's just triple levered TNA.
So I will be looking to put some more of my normal stuff on this week.
You get slightly better premium on the TNA.
So what do we got expiry wise? So we have December 17th. That's the next one for TNA. Darn it. This is happening like every month now, Gerry.
Yeah, what do you think's going on? I have no idea. It's
I don't
weird.
know, we thought it was quad witching that caused it last time, but October, is this This is triple witching, I suppose. But well, I mean December. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is it's messing my plan up. So yeah, those are what I got on right now. Not Qs. I got the TQQs on, and I was just, I'd probably end up taking them if it got down there. My luck, and then that's when we'll have like a 10-year bear market or some shit. Let's see here. Mark Ryan, I bought more SCHD, and I'm also not hooked on options. Not now hooked on options, as I closed my first contract for a nice profit. I can't. Yeah, yeah. He did. He did Palantir. That's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you're doing options, maybe you want shit off the income ETFs. Shit on the income ETFs. So, because honestly, a lot of people, they trash the income ETFs because they don't know anything about options, right? So once they start learning about options, then they might start understanding what they're doing. So it might not feel as, unicorny to them, I guess, right? So Palantir, what the hell's that thing been doing, Gerry?
Things got earnings coming up.
Yeah. Come on, Cletus. Let's see here. Palantir. That thing's just, it's been
sideways.
It's kind of been sideways for better part of a year. Hadn't done shit, overvalued, losing money. But yeah, I mean, I guess trading sideways is good for options.
Yeah. But they got earnings coming, so watch out for that move.
September, October, November. Yeah, November 12th, right? Somewhere around there.
Something like that.
Yeah, you're still a ways away. You're still a month away, almost 3 weeks, a month away. There's definitely earnings coming up, though. I think this is bank week, right?
Bank week was last week.
Was it last week? I got it confused. You're right. It was last week, which is the kind of the week that kind of kicks everything off. There's some big stuff this week, but I think next week is like the major stocks, the Amazons and that type of shit.
Yeah, I think some tech is going on this week.
I didn't. Well, Tesla's this week, and I think there's some like J&J. There's some typical dividend stocks, which a lot of people don't even trade options on. But I didn't see any tech this week, unless you count Tesla, which I don't really count. I count that as a car manufacturer.
Intel's coming up.
Yes, Intel is this week. Let's see here. Next week, let's just sort by market cap. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, ASML, which that's Netherlands, Netflix, Intel, Verizon, T, Abbott Laboratories, SAP, NEE, PM, Honeywell, Blackstone, Union Pacific, American Express, IBM, Snapchat, Intuitive Surgical. Let's see here. CNI. What else? Many of the ones I know here. KMI, Dow. Yeah. All right. So there's some decent ones there. I'm going to be watching Intel this week. I'm kind of hoping they tank because I'm not in it. But because I would love to open some puts on that thing, or some leaps, actually. Matter of fact, now that I think about it.
I got a 45 and a 47, so don't get in it.
T is getting destroyed, absolutely destroyed. Now, it's not just T. It appears to be the telecommunications sector in general.
The whole thing. Yeah,
it did recover a little bit last 3 days last week, but it did a reversal, and then it did a reversal on the other end. So I don't know. So the good thing is it's not T related per se, because Verizon did the same thing. So
I got 2 26 Ts out to November 19th or something like that.
26. So they're in the money.
They're in the money. Don't you have some Verizons on?
No, I took those off like that day. As soon as you freaking bust my balls, I took them off. What's going on, Rebecca? Is she working right now? She gotta be working right now. Let's see here. William RIO is around 9.5% dividend yield, semi-annual payer, QIWI Sylvia at PayPal. Sylvia's gone. Sylvia Union's gone. It's around 12% yield, quarterly pair. QI, can we even look those up?
We can look up Rio for sure. Rio Tinto.
Rio, United Kingdom.
Looks decent.
I don't know
wouldn't
anything
sell
about
options on it.
No options? Yeah.
No, there is options, but I wouldn't sell options on it.
Don't know anything about it. At that point, I'd be chasing yield on a company I don't even know anything about.
That's the problem. That's what screwed me with Vale, or whatever the hell it is.
QIWI, that's look upable. Cypress. The hell's Cypress at? Huh. Yeah, it's another yield chaser. Small micro cap, yep. Yeah, these stocks I 4P 0.08. It's 8 cents. It's not 8 cents, it's 0.08. That's funny actually. It's just it's a yield chaser is what it is.
I would say Rio's definitely the superior company there.
Rio. Yeah, just because it's got a large market cap. But yeah, you trade any of those, William? What are you doing with them? Gerry, let's see here. Good evening, guys. This will be a good week. Good start tomorrow. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, last week was kind of crazy. Didn't we went up like 900 points in 2 days? So we're like above, the SPY for sure broke above the trend line. It's pretty much sitting right at the previous high that it had. So, as James likes to say, it's on low volume, but technically that last high we had has got, let me see. Well, the last high we had, it's got more volume than that. So, and then the Qs are still lagging a little bit. They did break above the trend line a little bit, but they are lagging SPY by, I don't know, roughly 1.5% or something like that. So we'll be looking for that to go up. I think the Dow, let's see what the Dow is doing. Dow's actually doing pretty good. It broke above that last high that it had, so it's getting close to all-time highs. Let's look at the NASDAQ. That's been a piece of shit lately. And it's still a piece of shit. It's been trading sideways for several months. Good for options, I suppose.
Same with the Russell.
It's the same thing.
What's the same thing?
IWM.
No, you said the NASDAQ.
Did I say the NASDAQ?
Yeah.
Shit, I've been saying all the wrong shit lately. The freaking Newsy video, I'm talking about SPX the whole damn thing. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? So, whatever. I'm getting old, folks. Not quite as old as Gerry, but why don't you sell puts in the money and then buy them back quickly if the stock rises? Because that's day trading. That's why. I don't really play those games. I think that strategy right there works best on if something's down like 10% after earnings, and then the next day you can just try to pick them up, or intraday some news comes out. That's probably when that works best. But you can also get knifed. You can catch a falling knife where it just continues to go down for the next, several days, several weeks.
Exactly. That's kind of what happened with Vale. Exactly. Same thing. It was selling at like 17.50, and I sold the 16 because I had support at 16. Didn't know there was a $1.50 dividend. It got a downgrade, and next thing you know, it's down at trading in the 13s, just in within a couple of weeks. So
I saw that loss that you posted. I'm like, eyeballed it up. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so it wasn't a big loss. So it was, you kept. I mean, it was in check.
No, I mean it was actually perfect as far as extrinsic value, right? Because I bought it back for $1.25 and the stock was trading at $14.75, so it was actually perfect. but I mean,
Did it expire on Friday?
It expired on Friday. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
But it, there was either take the stock. The calls weren't really, there weren't really nothing there. If I wanted to roll it, I had 2 contracts, so I could have rolled it for the same strike.
So what do you? I mean, the purpose of rolling is because you just don't want to take the loss. Well, I mean, you're pushing the loss out, pushing the gain out, whatever you want to call it, just for the sake of, I'm not taking a fucking loss. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Why not get the hell out of the thing? The thing freaking, had all this negative shit going on all at the same time,
Yeah, that's why I didn't have any confidence in it in going back up. I could have, doubled down and got underneath the current stock price, but then you're just increasing your risk. So nah, I'll take the loss.
Double down on those weeds, Gerry. So do they have earnings?
No. Well, they do in the next week, I think.
Yeah, it'll probably go up to 17 or something.
Exactly.
You know what? It is what it is. It's like when Thumper gets out. As soon as the day Thumper gets out,
yeah,
the very next day, the thing goes up like 7 to 10% or something like that. I'm like, thanks a lot, Thumper. You should have got out a long time ago. Oh, man. So yeah, Gerry, to me, that's day trading. And it would only be in certain cases, certain stocks that I would probably do something like that. It would have to be like a Facebook or a Microsoft or an Apple or something like that, some big stock that is not going to go somewhere.
And another way that can work is if, because, a lot of stocks, they get the, when you hit something, right, it gets reverberated through it, right? So it's kind of like if one stock gets beat up, the sector might, get affected as well. So if that stock, the news on that stock, was big enough to push the stock that you're looking at to do this with, that could be, one way to do it, right? Because if it's pushing that stock down for no reason other than some other company doing something stupid, then it
happens all the time.
Yeah,
that happens all the time. Caterpillar posts bad earnings, so Deere goes down.
Exactly.
It's like, and then Deere earnings comes out and it goes up. It's like, so yeah, it happens all the time. You just have to find out why it went down, right? If it went down because there's another stock in the same sector, the same industry that just had earnings before the other one, Chevron and ExxonMobil is another good example.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I think we need to I think we need to watch ExxonMobil. Talked about it a little bit on Friday. Talked about it a little bit on Thursday. ExxonMobil has earnings on the 29th. BMO for before market open. With this, with the oil prices being where they're at, the stock is undervalued. That stock should be back in like the $70, $80 range at that oil price. If you look back when we had an oil price like that, from back in, the decline from 15 down to 2019 or whatever, it's like, to me, it's underpriced. So we may want to watch it. I'm not going to play any options on it or anything, but so tell us what you're doing, Gerry. What stock would you be doing something like this on? Rebecca, so yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond. I really like that. I like when they send those 20% off coupons for the entire purchase.
That is what tanked the stock.
Is it? Because it's very hard to get those. You know what I mean? Like they don't come out all the time.
Because the new CEO ditched that altogether.
Did he? Oh,
so shit. It wasn't. The traffic went down.
I haven't been to Bed Bath & Beyond in a long time, but I remember they used to send those things out all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going there unless they have a coupon. I'm not like a big coupon user, but 20% off your entire order, I'll use that. Hell yeah, I'll use that. Jeez. Let's see here. Gerry, I'm with you. I sold the November 15th put the day it dropped on earnings. Got 91. Which one does he talk about?
I think he's in Bed Bath & Beyond as well.
Oh, really? What stock is he not in?
He's probably in everything. I can imagine.
Yeah. So that's BBBY, right?
Yeah,
BBBY.
it's
Let's take a
ugly.
look at that. Ooh, shit.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah, September. It probably will start turning up maybe a month before the next earnings. Assuming the market's actually, not turned over by then or something. Stocks like to, trade down until it gets close to the next earnings, and then people are anticipating that it could have good earnings, so it will recover a little bit.
We'll need to see some positive retail numbers if there's a report out.
Yeah. Do you know if are they nationwide?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Lots of port issues, Gerry.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I think I only sold one. Yeah, I only sold one just in case.
Anyone buying fuckbook before they report?
Not
Why
I.
would I do that? No, I highly advise that you don't do that. You can do what you want, though. It's your money, it's your account, it's your life. But I just don't see it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. I mean, like I said, I've said it. I'm a broken record at this point. I'm broken 50s. It's really, I mean, good earnings come out, stock tanks. Bad earnings come out, stocks go up. I've seen that happen just as often as it being the exact opposite of that as well. So it's just a crapshoot. That's all it is. And Facebook, they might have some challenges, honestly. It is relatively decently priced, but they also have some challenges. There's a lot of stupid shit going on. Carter 2.0, who knows what he'll do? Probably, you know what? I don't know what his handlers will do.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we
Who
can't get
knows
any
what the
questions
heck's going
answered
on
by him.
there?
What's that?
Who knows what the heck's going on there? He doesn't know.
Well, we can't get any questions answered. He just turns around and runs. What are we supposed to? I mean, anytime he asks a question, he just runs. He runs away.
Did you see that? Did you see that one where he said I guess he was talking to some kids and he goes, "Everybody knows I like kids more than people."
Kids aren't people.
Kids are people. Mommy, why am I not a people?
Oh my gosh. Maybe they were all child actors.
Nah, I don't know.
Got some Jan 2023 320 Facebook calls. So 320s. That's probably not a bad bet. Jan 2023, it's out a year. That's probably not a bad bet.
Probably.
Bet you they're at the money, so they probably didn't cost too much. I mean, they're probably a decent amount, but not deep. So yeah, can't run a PMCC on that. What, you got to get up like 380 to run to break even? Let's see here. All the experts say we should not trade through earnings. Does this mean stocks like Apple, PayPal, Verizon, etc.? Well, I would say that Apple's safer probably than those other two to trade through earnings, maybe. But honestly, Apple normally goes down after earnings, kind of a crapshoot. I think more often than not, Apple goes down on earnings, but I just don't understand why you'd want to trade through earnings. If you want to throw the option on through earnings, I think being in a stock like those is probably okay, but it's not something I like to do. Apple, I'd probably have no problem doing with it. The other two are a little bit of a more, well, I guess Verizon would probably be okay. PayPal's a little more volatile.
Yeah, I don't do it very often either. I got Intel's on though, and I understand it's a gamble. It really is.
Yeah, let's take a look at Intel. Intel, oh shit. I really don't see Intel going down, but how many times have I done that and been got my bubble bursted? It's been trading that at this price for several months. Pat Gelsinger, man, is raising that Titanic up, so we'll see. I have faith in him that he will right the ship and completely consolidate that industry and change that stock's perception and all that. It's just not going to be a short road. And unfortunately, a lot of people in that stock are just, they're in it just as a quick trade. But what's going on, Kyle? I was on Kyle's stream on Friday. If you didn't catch that one, we debated Tesla and Ford and GM and Nissan and Toyota and the argument basically wasn't. I don't even know how it became the argument, but he's very pro Tesla, which I'm okay with. I think that Tesla is probably going to be the top electric car stock out there, but I realize, I just think that people underestimate Ford. They got way more history. They got way more pride. They got way more loyalty. They have more loyalty, Gerry? There's a lot of cult following behind Tesla, so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ford is just you ain't gonna pry very many Ford customers into a Tesla.
It's a different type of clientele, right?
Absolutely.
For sure. And so my argument is just don't discount all these other manufacturers, Toyota, Nissan, whatever, right? Because you think they're just going to become a Kodak overnight and just go away and we're done. We've been in business for, 50 years or whatever. Ford for over 120 years or something like that, 100 and close to it, right? I mean, we're not just going to go away, So they are. And then that's where the whole argument where the conflating of the self-driving comes in. So I wasn't really debating the self-driving thing. I think we're going to go to electric before we go to self-driving. I don't think it has to be both at the same time.
Right.
So that gives Ford some time. And like I said on the stream, they've been working on this long before Tesla even existed. A lot of the engines that they come out with, they've been working on it for 20 years. You just didn't know it. So that is what it is. A lot of the people that buy the Teslas they're snot-nosed people. Like, oh, me, I got a Tesla, But, I just, fleet vehicles, who's going to get fleet vehicle on a freaking Tesla? And as I said on the stream as well, I'm like, they need to come out with better looking cars, and get rid of the stupid freaking alphabet names and shit. Get some nice looking freaking cars. And then that's when he responded and said, well, it's just to get you from point A to point B, it's not to have fun. Gerry, we're old school, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's different. It's different. I guess, you look at, I took my first Uber drive this week. Long story. I'm not going to get into it, but, ever since then, I started just looking at cars and, the Uber people, right? The people that are riding Uber. And I look at them and all of them, every last one of them, they're on their phone. They're on their phone. All the passengers.
They're driving?
No, the passengers.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They're just sitting there on their phone, right? And I'm like, these people have no interest in performance of a car or feeling power or taking turns.
Flow masters.
They have zero interest in it.
Cherry bombs.
That's a big difference, right? So
glass backs.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Gerry? We're just from a different era. We're Gen Xers, so cars to me were freedom. Cars to me were like I really enjoy driving. It's fun. I'm like a driver's enthusiast. I'm very rarely, I can't remember the last time I was on my phone in the car. You know what I mean? Like, it's so rare. It's so rare I'm on my phone to begin with anyway. Nobody calls me anyway. I don't know anybody. So I just, I'm not looking forward to the day where I just sit in the car and just kind of just sit there and do nothing, especially if it was like a 12-hour freaking, cross-country drive or something. Come on. At that point, I just want to lay down in the back seat. It self-drives, I might as well.
Exactly.
No, but if it self-drives, you got to sit there. You got to have your hands ready and shit, Not looking forward to it, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm not either.
As far as performance is concerned, it pretty much destroys any gas car out there.
Oh, for sure. But
Kinda
you'll
funny.
run out of electricity sooner or later.
Kind of funny, though, 427 Cobra, one of the fastest 0 to 60 cars out there, the fastest quarter-mile cars out there, but yet a freaking Tesla hunk of shit, freaking Model S or some shit, will destroy it, right? $1 million car will get destroyed by a little $30,000 car.
What's interesting, though, is you don't see any Teslas, like people that, like you said, the different type of clientele, they don't use those for that.
For what?
For performance.
I saw one of the channels I watch. They go drag racing a lot, and there's one at the track.
Well,
it wasn't a Tesla though. It wasn't a Tesla. It was an electric Porsche.
I'm talking about on the street, everyday driving. You don't see that.
That's because when you pull up, you don't even know there's a car next to you. So why would anybody want to race? You know what I mean? Like, you just sitting there, you look over, it's a Tesla. It's like, it's going to destroy you anyway if you're in a gas car, So I just Tesla, in my opinion, is mostly all about status. That's all it's about,
Yeah, it's the people that want to think that they are actually helping the environment or something,
and they're not. I think the
absolutely.
electric that they use is more pollutant than the gasoline is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I'm not saying Tesla's a bad investment. I'm not saying they're not nice cars. I'm not saying they're pieces of shit. I'm not saying any of this crap. I'm just saying don't underestimate these other manufacturers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at a Ford little truck hybrid, not an electric, hybrid.
Ford's actually having an amazing freaking month. Last 2 months, actually. They're getting close to their 52-week high.
Yeah, they are.
So, all right, let's move on. Anybody wants to talk about Tesla, let me know. Rio, one of the largest mining companies in the world. If you don't know this company, yeah. I got my ass handed to me in a penny stock mining company. Said they were going to go explore here, and it's like $2,000 went to zero. So it was a Ponzi scheme, in my opinion. Not Ponzi scheme. It was just invest in us. We're going to go find this, go find that. And they didn't do shit. They took the money and ran. I own both okay. Payout ratio is around 60% with a 12%. Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to invest in a company like that I don't know anything about. That's not in the U.S. I feel like I'm chasing yield. Like, I feel like I'd be better off in a JetBee or a Nusi. But I feel better off in a QYLD, Jerry. Probably.
For a 12% yield, I probably would.
Probably would, because I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean?
QYLD versus the risk profile of a single stock high yielder. Yeah, absolutely.
Foreign company.
Mm-hmm.
Small micro cap. Or small, yeah, I guess this is a micro cap. One of them was anyway.
Yeah, that one was.
It's not my cup of tea. Ask Gerry about chasing yield.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
I mean, this could work out in your favor, William. It might work out where you become, ultra wealthy over it. I don't know, congrats to you if that happens. It's just not my thing, not where I'm at in my life. So Thumper put a video out, 3 plays for this week. CCL. The fuck was Kroger, yeah. And the other one was just a typical
Zoom.
Thumper stock.
I think it was Zoom.
Was it Zoom?
I think so.
Let's see here. Financial options. Yeah, I can't find it. So yeah, it was fun. That's kind of interesting. He had CCL in there. Let me look at that one.
Yep. Zoom. Kroger and CCL.
Just CCL is like, I don't know. I just don't know. You know, until they get rid of pushing this fear and all that, and the coronavirus and Fauci and all that junk, until that goes away, and you know, the vaccine mandates go away, and all the lawsuits. I mean, it's just going to be a while. I don't know if he's talking about buying leaps or if he's doing puts on it though.
Yeah, that's on my watch list. But oh my Lord, I went to go look at possibly taking a cruise. For an unvaccinated person, it is a pain in the ass.
That's what they want to do, Gerry, because they want people to get vaccinated. They're going to make it a pain in the ass for you.
It's an extra fee.
Test it every hour.
It's an extra fee per person, $150 per person extra. You have to be tested 48 hours before you board. You have to be tested 2 more times, 24 and 48 hours after you board. You may not be able to get off ship into other ports, depending upon those countries' requirements. It's like screw it.
I don't really understand the testing part. I just don't. I must not be all there, Gerry. I don't know. Maybe I'm about as senile as freaking Carter 2.0 is. But my thing is what's the purpose of the testing? You get tested, you find out you have it, and then what? You know what
nothing,
I mean?
because there's no therapeutics for it. Apparently,
I mean, you got it. What are you supposed to do then? You know, like you already. I mean, I don't understand. That's why I don't understand the very first part of it too, because they made it sound like if you tested and you had it, you're supposed to just go in the other room and and kill yourself. Because what else? It's like you almost stop living. You know, life goes on.
In the beginning, they wanted you to isolate for 2 weeks. It's like, how's that possible for a family? Like, come on.
So is that if you have no symptoms, you have symptoms, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter if you tested.
You have symptoms, like there you go. I mean, well, shit. You know, I mean, I live alone. I mean, I guess I could have Uber deliver shit or something, but I mean, I got to go somewhere. But yeah, I was just a little confused about that, the whole testing part, being tested every week or whatever. I didn't see how that really prevents anything, is what I guess my confusion is. Too bad BBBY isn't paying out that 18% dividend. Yeah, I don't remember them paying a dividend. Did you, Gerry?
Yeah, I did. I would say it's actually great that they're not paying that dividend anymore.
God, that would be. Well, CCL used to pay one too.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want that company to pay one, but yeah, I mean, I really like the company. It's just I don't know if I would. I really don't know. Maybe I should do a naked call at like 25. That's probably worth shit up there.
Yeah, if this support doesn't hold though, it'd be ugly. Right here at 14 where it's at.
Let's go back.
It could go to the
Probably going to 5. Nah, I'll take that back.
I know. I'd
12
say
bucks.
between 10 and 11 maybe.
Yeah, $12. There's some support. And then there's some more support down at like 11. But yeah, you got the low right there. She's back when the pandemic happened. $3.60, Gerry.
Yeah.
It's like a Ford. What Ford did you get down this year?
It's already on its 52 week. It's already on its 52-week low. So
Ford would have been another one of those pandemic plays that, as long as you really had a strong conviction that it wasn't going to go bankrupt, you know, because I feel like Ford learned their lesson in 2008 when they didn't go bankrupt, but they thought they were going to. And then they trimmed a lot of fat out. So I felt like it was safer this time. But man, that thing, that and GE, we really could have, those are 1,000 baggers or whatever they are.
Yeah,
100 baggers.
I remember talking about Ford back then, and I was like, I wanted to go to 3. I wanted to go to 3, and I'm gonna load up on it, or at least buy a few hundred shares, right? at $3, but it never got there. $4.50, I think, is where it
Yeah,
got.
because $4 is expensive.
Yeah, it was right.
That's the same thing that we heard nonstop about people during the pandemic when the stocks went down 30%. What did they get down, Gerry? 30, is it
30,
35, 36%?
37, somewhere in there.
37,
Yeah.
right around there. There's people that were waiting for Johnson & Johnson to get down to $75 or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to load up the boat when it gets to 75, And guess what? It never got even near there, and they missed out, and now they kicked themselves. The same thing with Realty, like when it got down.
Now they're waiting again.
Yep. So that's you snooze, you lose. There's no you just put in 25% or 33%. If it goes down more, then buy another 33% or 25% and keep doing that. Because it's $4. Gerry missed out. Get that number in your head. Kyle, what's going on? Let's see here. Let's see if Kyle's got. What's going on, James? Grinding Retire. Hello, what's going on? Grinding Retire. Holy shit. Let's see here. Dave, number one, what is your belief for maximum percentage that one stock should be in a portfolio? Number two, what is your belief in the maximum percent any options ETF or ETF in general should be? That's a tough one. I don't know. Probably 10% maybe. 10 or 20% maybe for my ETF holdings. Like a single stock, I don't know. That's a good, probably 10% maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
It depends on the stock, Let's see here. What is your belief the maximum percentage any? So that's a different. Like if I could do all my whole portfolio in SPYs, I'd be okay. I could probably even do Qs and be okay. I don't do that, but I would be okay with doing that.
Yeah, it's easier to overweight or heavyweight a broad-based ETF for sure.
Yeah, SPY. I mean, people do 100% of their portfolio in VTI or VU.
Yeah.
So SPY would have no problem doing 40 contracts on a month or something like that. I don't do it though because I'm trying to get some variety in there. Things go up, things go down. I don't do as many single stocks as anymore, but I still occasionally put some of those on, especially if something goes down big on earnings or something. But I always got to have a Tesla on, Gerry. Do I have a Tesla on right now? I don't know if I do.
I almost did one of those.
Yeah, I have a 450 on. I put a 450 on. So I got a Facebook on, which is it's out, it's down, and you see that TNA. Yeah, and a Tesla. That's it. So light. So I think that pretty much answers those questions. Let's see here. DE may have a rough. Yeah, that's interesting. Didn't they also have like a bunch? Didn't all the union workers walk out? Oh, he's just talking about the strike right here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot. I think there's more strikes tomorrow too on teachers, cops, bunch of stuff because of the mask mandate. A lot of people are not mask. Keep calling it the mask because they've got me freaking brainwashed. Vax mandates. There's a lot of people gonna be getting laid off. I might be one of them. I don't think so, but there could be a small chance I might get laid off. I guess it's fired. Actually, is the better word to say. I might be getting fired, so we'll see. The slogan for that video will be "I got fired, so I retired." So yeah, these mandates are just getting crazy at this point. There's people that are just going to defy it for the sake of defying it, and I mean, it's their belief. But I mean, that's ultimately, I think some of these people, these companies or whatever, are going to learn their lesson. They're going to lose a boatload of money. So, and then they'll probably try to hire people back, and they can't get qualified people back.
The thing is, it's killing people. It's literally killing people, and I don't mean
Some people will say the anti-vaxxers are killing people.
No, I do not mean that the virus is killing people. The mandate is killing people. And there is a very large shortage of hospital, nursing home care, things of that nature. These people aren't getting the care they need, and they're dying. And it's not from the vaccine. It's not from the virus. It's from lack of people. So,
well, the pandemic in general killed people too, not even the virus.
right.
People staying home, no sun, indoors all the time, not communicating. No, I'm a hermit anyway. I don't really necessarily need people, but I guess I'm not people. I don't need people. I guess I should go hang out with those kids. So I just suicide and all that. Like there was a lot of people that died just from that alone. You know what I mean? It wasn't just the coronavirus. I really only know on one hand one hand, including you and your family, people that actually had coronavirus. I don't know of anybody directly that died at all that I know. I've heard through the grapevine from friends of a friend, like, oh, this person died. Like Ryan Giffen, for example, said one of his friends just died, which he put on Instagram or something. But I don't know of anybody like directly related to me or anyone close to me that died. Not saying they don't. Petey is another good example because Petey actually went to the hospital, But I don't know. Do you know anybody personally that died?
Not personally, no. I mean, acquaintances. I've heard of some acquaintances that have, but as far as actually knowing and meeting those people, no, I don't know anybody.
Let's see here. Hey, Dave, need some advice breaking into IT community. Is it smart to go for the A+, Net Plus, and Security Plus? I'm currently in school with my bachelor's in computer science. Honestly, all those are all bullshit. I wouldn't get any of them. Unless you're going to go work for the government, right? You're going to go work in like Virginia or Maryland or DC and those on a federal contract, then you're going to be required to get like the Security Plus. But those are a waste of time. Get an industry. I don't know where you're trying to go. Like if you're trying to go, cloud, you're trying to do, you're a Microsoft person, you're a Linux person. Like, I don't know where you're trying to go in your industry. Maybe you want to let me know on that. And then I can tell you maybe what certification you get, MCSE, for example. There's Amazon cloud certs out there that are great. Those are the types of certs, VMware certs. Those are the type of certs that are going to pay, not these here. A+, any kid out of high school can get the A+. Like there's nothing fancy about an A+ at all. And then the Security Plus is just, it's just a requirement. It's kind of bullshit, but so let me know maybe where you're going trying to get in that area. What? Yeah, I never shop at Bed Bath & Beyond without that coupon. There you go, Gerry. Let's see here. I was going to bust her balls, but maybe not. Next time you're looking at potential option play companies, look at PayPal and Square. Solid companies that are, I've played them, but they can move. Those companies can move a lot, especially on the downside. So I'm very careful with those.
Yeah. I haven't played those. I used to, but I haven't played those in a while.
I wouldn't even call it knocked down, really. Square. I mean, so PayPal. Let's see.
I mean, Square, I'd want to be under 200. Where's PayPal looking like?
Well, there's probably money down there at 200.
Might be under 200 though.
Well, 200 counts. By the time you put the premium in there, you're below 200. Yeah, I mean, there's probably money down there, but the last time I played those, that was back when we had like, a pullback or something like that, and they got tested. So I just haven't been trading them. I think they're probably pretty good. They're higher IV, But I really don't like the fact that I think it was Square. Squarehead. This freaking Square was tied too much to crypto. So crypto affected it. I didn't like that aspect of it. But I think I can think of a lot worse stocks. That's for darn sure. They're solid stocks. They're just a little bit more volatile than what I would normally want to trade. But I would do it if it dropped, 10% on earnings. I'd probably put a put out there. What's going on, Darth? Darth, you know what? Let's give Darth a freaking clap a hand here. A little golf clap. This guy's a go-getter. He's working on his nurse practitioner right now. He's freaking at the gym. He's getting buff, or he's already buff and all that shit. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like he's freaking got all the ladies and shit. Making bank at his freaking job, and killing on YouTube, killing on fucking Twitter, and yeah, a little golf clap for Darth there.
Yeah, I don't know where that energy comes from. Whew. I guess that's what you get for being young.
Well, some people just have the go-getter attitude, and it's like, honestly, for me, just because where I'm at in my life, like I have no desire to like become a billionaire or nothing like that. It's like zero desire to like start a business, or I guess technically I'm already running a business, but to become like a 100 millionaire or 10 millionaire or something like that, which I could maybe before I die, who knows, but I just don't. Like I lost the drive. There's more to life than money, folks. I am short the November 290 and the 245 puts. What are you talking about? PayPal and Square?
Or DE?
Which one are you talking about, James? Let's see here. DE. Nah, it must have been. Yeah, I don't know which one he's talking about. What do you guys think of Verizon for a dividend play? That's a good question, because I was looking at it too over AT&T. I'm like, AT&T, I still own AT&T, small position, but who knows what's going to happen when they cut the dividend. So I thought about, okay, let me replace AT&T with Verizon, but Verizon's been ass handed to it as well.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wasn't that far off the low back from the pandemic. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, Verizon does have a crap load of debt, so
more than AT&T had?
Yeah, actually, I believe so.
I thought AT&T had I don't know, it was $180 billion or something like that of debt?
Yeah, I think Verizon is up there too.
Oh, I think they got rid of some, but I don't know. There's not a lot of good options out there. Like those are the two biggest ones. A lot of people say that Starlink's going to kill them, but Starlink's not a phone company, So I don't see it. Verizon's got a lot of circuits and stuff too. So does AT&T, but AT&T's got more of, kind of streaming. Does Verizon have streaming?
They did. They're getting into it. I forget what there is somebody.
A little late.
They are a little late, but they partnered with somebody. I forget who it was. Fubo TV or somebody. I forget who it was.
These companies just don't. So AT&T is old school, right? Like they were like a Kodak for years. Like we're making a boatload, like IBM, like all those old school companies. Like we're just killing it. We're the number one in our industry, and then they get destroyed by these startups eventually, like Netflix, and then cable goes away and stuff. So they have to start changing their tune, and they're behind the freaking 8 ball.
Yeah, then they try to rush and figure it out, and then they buy DirecTV and it's a flop. And
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Comcast is another good example. They were solid for years, and then it's just cord cutting. I cut my cord in 2014 or something like that. I was a very versed cord cutter out there. And I said, you know what? I'm in a hotel most of the time. I don't need freaking TV. So I cut it, $120 saved, But it's just, they're making so much money. And now it's like they had to change their tune, Dish TV still has a purpose though, because the satellite,
Yeah.
you could, I suppose, get Starlink and then just buy Hulu and buy
Oh yeah.
Sling, buy all that. I guess
That
you could
would
do
that would
that
that would be the way to go, I would think.
probably. You don't need Dish TV. Um, I love Verizon as a dividend stock. I had it. I owned it earlier, but I got rid of it. I just wanted to consolidate that industry. I'm glad I did at this point. What does it mean? Does people count Disney in there? I'm not really a big Disney fan, but you still can't deny the fact that it's a solid company and they got good products and stuff. But I just it's not really a dividend stock right now. But what? It's a good question. When are they going to resume that yearly dividend?
That's a
Yeah,
good question. I don't know.
I just don't. 'Cause that's a communication services stock. You got RCI in there, which is it's Rogers Communications, which is a Canadian stock. That's a good option as well. But I try to stay away from foreign companies. You know what, Jerry? Let me ask you this question because you might know the answer to this because you're the old ETF man. So, and I'm not encroaching in your freaking territory, by the way. Somebody asked me the other day, or left a comment or something like that, or responded to one of my comments about one of the ETFs that I'm in, the income ETFs, I believe, having uh, had like Canadian stocks in there, UK stocks and stuff in there. Is there any taxes that we have to take out for that, or get it come out for that?
No, the ETF should handle that on the ETF level.
So we're just paying the expense ratio, and they're taking care of all that crap. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't. I was like, what? Because I looked at it. Sure enough, there was definitely holdings in there. Yeah, I didn't even realize it.
Which one? In Jeppy? Has to be in Jeppy.
It was probably a SP 500 index stock, something like that. Like a Jeppy or QYLD, XYLD or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Why did it have to be Jeppy? Because
Because
not.
the other ones are linked to index. So why are we having UK
Well, so is
stocks in the
Jeppy.
S&P? Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. What the heck? Well, Jeppy does have a lot of ETFs, though. A lot of ETFs. If you look at the prospectus, most of them say they will invest up to 80% or at least 80%
Yeah.
into the respective index, and they have carte blanche to do other stuff as long as they can track the index. So I can see how that ends up happening.
Somebody responded to my Newsy video today and said um, that the last distribution they had was 100% return on capital, which contradicts what the prospectus says. Is it
Yeah.
perspective? I don't even know how to say
Well,
that word.
you
Um,
can't go by that. You can't go by that.
the supplemental document had it as return on capital, but the prospectus doesn't have anything about return on capital at all.
Yeah, you can't go by that. You actually can't even go by their monthly distribution
Tax documents.
tax documents because it's not a tax document. It's just an estimate.
Yeah, well, Devo's a good example. It even states that on there that this is not 100% or whatever.
Yeah, you
But
have to
yeah, I
wait.
thought that was interesting. It doesn't really
Yep.
change mine because it's all in a taxable account anyway, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something to know. Got to dig until I go through them all next year. Through in April and go through the taxes. I won't. I don't think anybody really knows. Sauce. Let's see here. Looking to strangle TTD. What's TTD, Jerry?
The trade desk. I played them once.
Is that trading software?
No, they do cloud it's like data. I don't know. I don't understand what they do. So
Let's see
but
here.
it's freaking expensive as hell.
IV rank looks high. IV rank has been all over the place. SPY had a higher IV rank than IWM and QQQ. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
weird.
what's going on.
Trade Desk though, they got earnings coming up in a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
Let me
I'd
go back
I'd
to
be
the
scared of this one.
TTD. Let's see. Oh, it's like another Snow and Fastly type of stock, huh?
Yeah, I'd be scared of this one.
It's probably solid, but I mean, it's a
I'm
solid
saying,
company. It doesn't have a high short float. It's relatively low. It's just not, you know me. I don't really get into high IV stocks anyway. I don't. We
yeah,
used to
I
search for
just
those.
those high IV. I don't look for those either. But it could be a double edged sword, right? So if they miss on earnings, that volatility can really.
What strikes you have, Sauce? I hope you're above the 95 and maybe below 60.
Yeah, that's what
60 and
I played.
95. That's where I'd want to put the strangle.
I played the 60 when I did. I didn't do the call, but I did the 60 when I had it on.
95 would be above 52. Well, not quite. It'll get you close. Yeah, I don't know. Let us know what strikes you did, Sauce. I hold shares of Apple long. This earnings I will sell the day before and buy them back a week later. What could go wrong? That's fine. That's a good strategy. A lot of stocks, that's actually a strategy I had been playing years ago where I just buy a stock and then it normally would always trend up before earnings and then you sell it right before earnings. That's almost a sure way to make 1 or 2% on an equity position. Apple typically does that normally too. Apple's not really been doing very well, I don't think. Let me look. Nah, mm, eh, I'm just not really an Apple fan, Gerry. Solid company. It's just not really enthused about any of their products. I don't use any of their products. You know, never probably will. Let's see here. What will Dave and Gerry do if the VIX stays low for a long period of time? We will continue to sell puts on ETFs. I will. They're still good.
I will too. And I don't even look at the VIX ever.
I do. I
I
look
don't.
at it.
I don't even look at the market. Like someone told me that September we had a down market, and I was like, "We did? I didn't even notice." I don't look. I don't look at it.
Because no, granted, I think if the VIX was back up of 25 or something like that, because I'm looking at the VIX. The VIX is 1630. It's down 20% this year alone. We were making killing earlier this year, but I I don't really notice the difference. Of course, if VIX went up, maybe I would, because I wasn't doing ETS back then. So I wonder if the VIX went up, back to where it was earlier this year, or whether I would notice it on the ETS. To me, it still seems like they're solid. Like they're still put out a bunch of premium. Let's see here. Yeah, she does ask good questions. I got dibs. Like a Ford F-250 Power Stroke 6.0, straight piped and roar. Yeah. Are they still sticking? The hell were they putting in those damn things? Shit. They weren't Detroit. Internationals. They had internationals in those. Um, I don't know if they do internationals in them anymore. There was, you know, back in like the 2005s and whatnot, pretty darn solid engines, and they had I think the six guns. Honestly, there was a bad design or whatever, so you had to get some stuff fixed. But let's see here. Gerry, you gonna worry about those 5 miles a gallon freaking RVs or what? 10 years from now?
We'll see what happens. It looks like we may be traveling very slow. $50 a gallon diesel. I don't know how that's going to work.
Oh gosh. You think that they're ever come out with a electric RV, like a Prevo?
Could you imagine how big of a battery that thing needs to be? You're
Well, there's enough
talking,
room in there.
well, but you're talking, a 40-foot RV is what?
At 20 plus thousand pounds.
No, we're talking 30, 40,000. So you're talking, 10 times what a car is. So
Yeah, but it's
geez,
10 times bigger than a car.
10 times bigger than a car. So you need 10 times bigger of a motor, 10 times the battery capacity, 10 times the charging. I mean,
Speed.
whew,
I
you
wonder,
need to charge for a week.
I just don't see that happening until batteries come down in weight because they weigh a lot. Now, the 60 series Detroits weigh a lot too, but that, I mean, if you put batteries back there, those batteries they weigh a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're going to offset it a little bit, but it's still going to probably have an Allison. I don't know. Does it need an Allison?
I
Uh,
mean, no,
I
I
don't
guess it
know.
wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't, but um, it's direct drive to the wheels. So I don't know.
Are they? I guess you're right. They kind of are, aren't they? Yeah, tag axle. No more air brakes, Jerry.
Nope.
I guess we'll see. Folks. Good evening, and no Tesla talk again. Oh man. Let's see here. Yep. Let's see. Good job, Sue. Here, Tesla cars are really cool, powered, coal powered.
Exactly.
That's actually a very good point.
Exactly.
Uh, well, how many coal plants are still running?
Well,
They're
I
still a lot of
mean,
things down.
you got hydro, you got, you know,
Still
hydro
nuclear
and
plants,
coal
right?
and nuclear. So,
Yeah. We're not anywhere close to having. We're not even close to having 50% of the population on electric cars. We couldn't even handle that. More wind and solar, Jerry. We need more wind and solar, Jerry.
yeah, good luck with that one.
Well, he wants to fill California from LA up to San Francisco with windmills. So yeah, coal powered, and that's dirtier, by the way. So electricity is not clean energy. So it's honestly like electric cars. As much as people think they're good for the environment, I don't think they're better than a gas car. As a matter of fact, they might even be worse.
Unless they're being recharged via solar. How else? How could you say that it's a cleaner way? So you mean you have to, if you're gonna go all out, go all out. But I guess there are some people that have the Tesla panels on their roof and all that. So
Here's this. Honestly, this wasn't a bad option. Hybrid, right? Like
I like hybrid.
hybrid was probably the best option out there because it charged itself, right? Use the electric from start to go or in city traffic when you really need it. So honestly, it was probably the best option out there. Um, Natural gas was too, but we skipped it. You like PCG? I got a nickname for that. Piece of garbage.
Oh, I was thinking Procter Gamble. But yeah, PCG, no way. Not touching that sucker.
I got my ass handed me to that stock. I bought it back when it was in the 70s, I think. And then, that's when the fires broke out and all that. And then it was, they're found liable to and killing a bunch of people and stuff. And, the thing is PC or, Pacific, what the hell is it, Jerry?
Pacific Gas and Electric.
Yes, Pacific Gas and Electric. It's been through things before. The Hinckley incident. Okay, remember the Hinckley incident? The thing is, they're just going to get bailed out.
Yeah, they can't
California's
go
going to
anywhere.
bail them out, and guess who's going to fit the bill? Gerry.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They can't.
They're not going anywhere.
They could be taken over. The state could just freaking take them over because that's how California does. But they're not going away. They can't. They're the biggest freaking electricity provider in California.
So now they're going to bury all the lines, and Gerry's going to pay for it.
And everybody's going to pay for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
What line do they bury in, actually? They're burying the major transport lines?
I guess all the ones that going through the force.
Hmm. Man, I lost like $4,700 or something in that stock or whatever. So it was probably in like 2017, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it was like 2017. That was back when I got into it.
And that's another thing. It's like California, they're trying to go all electric, right? And it's like we can't support our electric grid as it is. Our electric grid has problems. And you want to add all the electric car charging on top of that?
You got a lot of brownouts and blackouts there.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Well, what is it? By 2025, there's not going to be more gas there? Gasoline cars or what?
They said 2030.
No, sooner than that.
If it's 2025, yeah, we're screwed.
It was sooner than that. Oh, yeah, sooner than that, but from a lot of manufacturers. A lot of manufacturers aren't going to be making gasoline cars after the next 3 years. It's interesting. Lamborghinis, your your Bugattis and all that shit. Tesla makes like 1% of the cars in the world, and they're going to take over the industry. Give me a break. I don't know. I'm not disagreeing. If I do disagree, all right. If I agree with you, I'm going to get my ass handed to me. So, Kyle's very strong. He's very strong on Tesla. So, I'm not denying that Tesla's not going to be a major play, or just
But
saying.
I made this argument years ago. They're just going to be one of
Many
the car manufacturers,
along with a bunch of new manufacturers like Lucid, for example. So yeah, I just 1%. I like Thumper's video. Yeah, I didn't watch it. But I did see it posted there. So Zoom, he's looking at Zoom. I want to say look at Zoom. He loves Zoom.
yeah, he
How's
does.
it going? Yeah, that thing's not been doing very well. Post pandemic, it's just.
Ooh.
That's because it's not a reopening play. It's the opposite.
Yeah, I'd want to be under 200 on this.
Let me see. Where would I want to be on that thing? I'd want to be. I'd want to be down at the 100. The thing is I use Zoom most every day at work, but the thing is, and I should maybe update it a little bit, because a lot of the customers that they received are not going to go away. Like, they did get a lot of new customers, but it's also it's not a reopening play. Like, it's going to go down, in my opinion. It's overvalued. So, and people, there's Teams out there, which is a hunk of shit, by the way, but at least compared to Zoom, it is. So yeah, I don't see it, but he loves it. He loves that stock. He's afraid to death of Tesla, though. Down at 400, he's afraid of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll go close to the money on a Zoom. Let's see here. Some places like Italy only let you off for the boat for guided tours. Yeah, I ain't taking no boat. No way. Can't explore by yourself. That's stupid. I hate those. I'm not much of tours are okay depending on the tour, but I like to kind of venture off on my own. So I have 1 week puts on HPQ. Gerry, there's one you've traded before.
Yeah, I almost sold the 24 strike, but then it went up, so I'm not touching it now.
You used to own comment on that, though, didn't you?
HPE, actually.
Oh, HPE. That's another company, man, so what HPE does, what do they do? More of the server related shit?
Yeah, more cloud stuff.
Okay. So I mean, Hewlett Packard, it used to be the shit. Like you want a printer? It's Epson or HP. That's it. Like they were, and they've gone downhill a lot. They still make good, they still make good computers, still make good laptops and stuff. But when it comes to, they still make good servers as well. It's not what it used to be, though. There's so many more competitors now. I worked for a Hewlett Packard, not directly, but so did you, right?
Yeah, so did I. Hey, when you worked there, did the Marriott handle the cafeteria?
Might have.
Yeah, I remember the food was good and cheap.
Did you work in the Roseville office?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I probably saw you.
Was there a
Probably
guy
saw
playing
you. I was like, oh shit, Gerry looks scary. I'm not going near that guy.
was there a guy playing a piano in the cafeteria?
God, man, that was back in the early 2000s, Gerry.
I
I
remember
don't
I
remember.
remember a guy always.
I never really went over to the cafeteria much. I worked nights and stuff. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
when I
there was a
first
guy
started there, I
always
was
playing.
working during the day, and I did go over there. But yeah, didn't they have a Taco Bell over there too?
I don't
Taco
remember that.
Tuesday? No, it wasn't Taco Bell. They had Taco Tuesdays though. Let's see here. I bought two Jan 22 7 options for 145 on six. What the flying Sam's hell are we trying to say here? Sold for 1,300. I still keep kicking. What? Gerry, help me decipher.
He's not telling you what ticker it is, so he
Is
just
it supposed
bought.
to our balls?
No, he bought $7 options. He bought calls. He bought leaps. Leap calls for 145. Sold them for 1,300 a year later, but we don't know what ticker it is. So
I would.
maybe
What I
it's
would
Ford.
tell you
Maybe it's Ford. I bet you it's Ford.
could be.
Yeah.
I would say Matt, and I tell Matt Money this all the time because he says exactly the same thing. I'm kicking myself for not buying more. Can't think like that. I
I
regret not
agree,
buying
man.
more. You can't think
Yeah.
like that. What good does that do for you? Does nothing for you at all. You know, like it's a waste of thought to think like that. Because you got into those, you're playing the risk at the time. You know, hindsight's always 2020. So it's just you're wasting your time thinking like that. Don't yeah, it's just it doesn't do you any good. But yeah, if you did that on four, man, congrats. Oh shoot. You know what I would have been out when I was up 500 or 300.
Yeah, that's the problem is holding on. How do you hold
Yeah,
on to
that's
that?
the problem I have. You know, like I do think that that Baba is probably going to be back in the 200s plus. You know, by the time these things expire, but I'll be out. You know, and up. You know, $400 or something. Probably even
Yeah.
less than that. Why do I do that, folks? Because I've been up in the green, and I've been up big in the green sometimes, and I've seen things go in the red to just go way down. That's the reason why I take my profits. Cat is going to move up an extra 5% because of D problems. That's a very good. That's good. They don't. To me, they touch different industries, kind of though, in a way. You know, I would say that Caterpillar is not as much agriculture than, and they're more construction, and Deere's more agriculture than construction. I think
Yeah.
they both do both, but Deere is more agriculture.
Yeah. I would agree with that one. You always see the green deer in the fields, and
Combines and all that shit.
you see the
Yeah,
yellow cats on the streets.
yeah. So it still would probably get affected by it. Plus, you got the infrastructure bill out there as well. Dave, with current shortage of IT workers, no company will dare to lay you off.
I disagree.
I disagree. My company makes, let's just put it this way, the amount of money they make from federal contracts, and if they lost, like they're in violation or something like that, and they lost the contract or whatever, it's going to cost them millions and millions and millions of dollars. They can let me go, you know what I mean? Even risk a lawsuit, even though it's in a state where there's actually a mandate that they can't vaccinate. So they're going to defy that mandate, right, for the federal mandate. Because that mandate in the state is like chump change compared to the amount of money that the federal government would violation would charge them, and if they lost the contracts, it's millions of dollars. You know, so I just don't see it happening. They'll lay off in a heartbeat. I have a hard time filling my position, but yeah. There's always another monkey out there ready to fill your position. So let's see here. I bought same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
That
There you go, Gerry. Who's Brandon? Oh man, there's so many good things out there going on right now. There's so much just this guy's a joke. Absolute freaking joke. I don't know how else to say it, you know. Can't even answer questions. The question is who's really running the country? That's the real question.
That's scary. That's really scary.
That is
'Cause
scary.
you know, for you, everybody and their mama and their brother should know for a fact that Joe Biden is absolutely not running this country.
The thing is everybody says the same thing too. Like Joe Biden needs to go, but he can't go because we don't want Camel Toe Harris in there. Like we don't. Like we're better off with Biden in there having handlers or something, you know, than having Camel Toe in there. But you notice she's distanced herself from everything.
I haven't seen her since I don't know. I haven't seen her in months.
You've never seen her.
No.
She's distanced herself from everything bad. That's kind of funny. Child actors, that was hilarious. I'm like, because when I first saw it, I didn't know they were child actors, you know. I'm like, why does she sound so fake? Does she not have kids? Like, I don't know if she has kids or not. Probably didn't. She don't even act around kids, you know. And then you find out they're child actors. No wonder it seems so damn fake.
She doesn't have kids. That's what.
Now that's the reason why she doesn't act around kids. That's probably the reason why she had to get child actors. Did you hear what the name of the company was that put up the child actors and all that? Sinking Ship Enterprises or some shit. They're Sinking Ship Entertainment. Canadian based. You're in the U.S. You're the vice president of the United States, and then you hire a Canadian company.
Wonderful.
Can't make this stuff up. Lasted 10 days. Did you recover okay? You all good there, Net Ghost? Haven't seen you before. It's like a bad cold. If you lost your smell and your taste, take some zinc supplements. 50 milligrams. Don't go above that. You will get nauseated. If you kind of break it up and maybe take it in 2 chunks during the day, you'll get your taste and your smell back. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard it's not as bad as the flu.
Well, there's different. Everybody gets a different.
Well, I'm talking about like snot wise and all that crap. You know,
yeah, I didn't have none of that. I was just extremely fatigued.
I've heard that.
Short of breath and kind of like pins and needles. It was irritating because you couldn't sleep. I would sleep for 10 minutes and then it'd wake me up. So you really couldn't really sleep. That's
another thing I should bring up. Our bodies, they put mucus out, they block your nose up, you gotta cough, you gotta sneeze, you gotta do all this shit, but yet they tell you need extra rest and sleep when you're sick. But the body is such a poor, good design piece of junk that you can't sleep because you're stuffed up and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand that. And the ankles are such a poor design. We should be walking on all fours like animals do. But anyways, I just thought that was odd, you know, like you want to get sleep so you can get over this, but you can't sleep, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, I started way back in the day with reverse engineering, reading about Kevin Mitnick and a bunch of other things. I got interested in cybersecurity and playing with Linux. Okay. That's a good area to go in. Yeah, I think you're fine. Yeah, unless you're going to go work in federal, those don't even bother getting those. Get the industry leaders for Linux. You get like RHCE. You know, one of those Red Hat certified engineer. That's a good one. Red Hat's my favorite, of course. Cybersecurity. I'm sure there's some industry leaders for that too. Maybe even Cisco put some security devices out. Not ASAs. What are they now? Not ASAs. What the hell are they? Anyways, you know what I'm saying. I think you're on the right track. Congrats for going into engineering too, and not picking a stupid, degree or field that doesn't pay shit. Let's see here. Because of HTML, it makes sense to me. Python, okay, yeah, Python's great. I love Python. That's my scripting language of choice. I left the government sector, making in the upwards of 6 digits. I don't know where you live. Trying to get back to close to 6 figures just to build. Yeah, I don't know where you live. You should have no problem though. You should have no problem getting a job with your background and what you're doing. Education, experience, and certifications. You got all three of those. The trifecta effect. You're deadly. Facebook was 290, and okay, there you go. Oh, he's doing a strangle, Gerry.
Hmm.
I don't know. Would I do a strangle on that one? Let's see. 290. He's way too aggressive. 290. Yeah. Well, it must have been a while ago because it's at 324 now. What the hell? What are you talking about, James? Is he doing a spread? Probably
Probably
said
a strangle.
probably like a back ratio or some shit. It's probably what he's doing, some triple humpback whale or something. I don't know, but it's definitely not a strangle. Look at Canadian Telegram giant TELUS. You know what? I think Kyle brought that one up. Of course, he's from Canada, or he is in Canada. Yeah, no, that one's come up a lot. I
That would
honestly don't
be
like really trading stuff that's not, in the U.S. just because. I don't really
well,
know. I mean, the thing is if it has a ticker like that's like RCI and TD, I can trade. You know what I mean? But these TOs that you're talking about that
no,
are on in a different,
that one's TU.
okay, GU looks good. Yeah, low beta. Yeah, I think it's right up there. Let me see. Yeah, I'd put it right up there with RCI. Probably. I mean, I don't know anything about the companies, but yeah, it looks good. It looks solid. I wouldn't. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to be doing with it. I'm not going to own it because I have to pay taxes and all that shit. Yeah, I don't know, Gerry.
What don't you know?
Like, why would I want to replace like Verizon with that?
You probably don't because of there is the what do they call it? The exchange rate. So
But you have to pay taxes, it's foreign taxes, whatever gets taken
yeah,
out.
there's foreign taxes and it's not as lucrative as it would be.
And this is the whole reason why they don't like even trading our stuff too, most
Yeah,
of the time.
exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks good to me, Damien. Let's see here. Verizon is too damn high. No, it's not. Oh, show about the actual. Yeah, I don't know. I brought Google Fi up on one of these streams, and somebody said it was junk. So, international wise, I'm probably going to try Google Fi when I go over to various countries because it works in various countries. Most countries, it'll probably work. My brother has Republic Wires. He's been using it for years. He likes it. If I was going to be in the U.S., I'd probably just get Mint Mobile or something like that. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was talking about, Rebecca. AT&T and Verizon, they got stuck on such old, like we can take these people to the bank. We can rape them with no lube. That's what they've pretty much done for years, right? Now you got all these other ones that ride those networks, but now they have to lower their prices, and that's what AT&T did. Because they were just stuck like in the gravy train. What do you have, Gerry?
Sprint, which is basically T-Mobile now.
Yeah, Sprint. I had Sprint for years. I had no complaints. I used to trade that stock too. Had a, I don't know, 1,000 shares, couple thousand shares, something like that at one point. That stock really never did much.
No.
They got bought out by T-Mobile.
Yes.
Why is T-Mobile not bought out? It is too big.
I think they're too big now.
What's the ticker?
TMUS.
TMUS. Oh yeah, they're way too big. Yeah, and even that's been trading down, just like all the other ones. So yeah, you're right. Too big. There's no consolidation going on there.
I think they would actually be against. I think the government would fight it.
Yeah, probably could.
Yeah, there was a big. They
Two
didn't.
big ones left though.
Yeah, they didn't want T-Mobile and Sprint. That was a big fight to get them together.
Yeah, but there's no other Facebook.
Yeah, there is. There's Snapchat. There's
No, those aren't Facebook.
There's Twitter. There's I don't know what else.
None of those are Facebook. They're all different. Not to mention Facebook owns like 2 of those. Well, they own Instagram.
Oh, they own Instagram.
What else do they own? They own something else too. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. The best play stock this week is Fubo, AMC. You don't have to be. You have to be an APE. This week will be another up week. I ain't touching either one of those. Haven't seen Fubo in a while. What do you think, Gerry?
I played it once, and then it's just if it's connected to Wall Street bets at all, I'm not touching it.
The short float on AMC. Oh my gosh. You're just cruising for a bruising on that thing. That thing can go down 50% in a week and go up 50% in a week. I wouldn't. It's just, man. Look at that short flow. What's Fubo? What's Fubo?
You make money in these things, but man, I like to be low stress.
The better question is AMC going to go bankrupt? They're going to go away. They may go to the movies.
I don't know.
Movies almost replaced by Netflix and stuff like that now.
Yeah, How was the movies when you went? Was anybody there? Was anybody there when you went to the movies last?
Like less than 20 people.
There was less than 20 people at the movies when they went.
You saw Black Widow, right, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 people. And how long had Black Widow been out before she saw it?
It was like the first day.
It was like the first day.
First day, 20 people? Oh my God.
Yeah. It's ugly. The movies are ugly, man. I don't know. I like the movies. I like going, but I don't think they're going to be around either.
Well, is there another publicly traded like Cinemax or something?
There's Cinemark. CNK is the other one.
Gerry knows them all. Oh man, this one's in the same boat.
It's the same.
It's a lot smaller company though.
Yeah.
It's a way smaller company, but it's in the same damn boat. Major short float. People are betting against these stocks is what they're doing. They're Wall Street bet targets. I would be very surprised if these companies survive the next 5 years. I'd be very surprised. People have changed.
Our movie theater here, it shut down. No, they shut down with the pandemic in March of 2020, right? And they went and freaking remodeled the whole thing top to bottom during the whole pandemic. They spent millions.
It must have been all the freaking money they got from the government.
They spent millions on this thing. And it's
PPE
beautiful.
money or something.
It's beautiful, but nobody's going.
I wonder why people aren't going. Is it the habit that changed? Or people don't feel safe?
I think it's fear.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like I don't mind going to the movies, but it has to be a really good movie I really want to see to go to watch it there, because otherwise I'd just rather watch it here. I can pause it, I can go get food, I can make my own food, I can use the toilet anytime I want. I can sit, you know what I mean? Like I just
You know what's a trip though? Is I actually prefer it this way because you go in and you get whatever seat you want. Ain't nobody
true.
there.
You're right. Because when I do go in there, I always wait till the movie's just about be done, where like they're almost going to get rid of it, not play it anymore. That way, there's like nobody in there. I can sit wherever I want. Like, yeah, you're right. I do the same thing. I saw Terminator 2 at the movies, and it was was it the first night? I think it was the first night, and it was every seat was filled, right? And if you got in there too late, you couldn't even sit next to the person you wanted to sit next to. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I remember like it's starting to get dark, and somebody walked in, and they're like, one person comes in and like had no idea where that free seat was. And everybody's like, it's over here, it's over here. Oh man. There's only a couple movies I've actually seen that were like that.
Or then you're forced to sit in the front, and then you're like,
oh, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. Star Wars, man, E.T., I mean, all those. Disney has no divvy. It did, though. So they might bring it back out. It wasn't very big, though.
no.
It's not a stock, honestly, that I put in my dividend portfolio. I really probably should, but I do think that it has decent options. I just don't play it very often. It's got to have a pretty good dump for me to play it. These guys are too shy to ask. Hit the like button for them. They deserve it. Hey, thanks a lot for the Gary. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yeah, I don't know if it does anything. Let's see here. Net Ghost. Let's see here. I dumped my foreign holdings because of the taxes. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of taxes, but I just don't like dealing with it. It's honestly, it's not even. It gets taken out automatically. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big deal, but like it just shows like as a line item. Right there, it takes out. Like I think as soon as you sell it or that month, or it gets taken out monthly. It's not that big of a deal, but. Let's see here. Haven't put it on yet, but I was looking for 30 days out, 60 days out to 60 and 95 strike. Just wanted to hear what you guys thought. Which stock was he talking about? You remember, Gerry?
Yeah, those were the strikes we were talking about. And that's the trade desk. Just watch out for earnings.
Yeah. Let's see here. You got to slide into Dave's DMs. Slide on in. Let's see here. No comment. Other ventriloquist that one, Gerry. Let's see here. I stepped away. What did I miss? Not much. See MF and W. Let's see here. Dave's calling dibs and all the ladies. Of course. Yeah. Single ready to mingle all the time. Let's see here. Let's see here. I got a bird chest compared to freaking Dark Dividend. So nothing new. No. Okay, we got some self-talking here. So California will close its last nuclear plant in the state by 2024. Where's that one located at, Gerry? No?
I don't know. I want to say it's up north.
A lot of nuclear plants have closed. And they're not building any new ones as far as I know either.
Which is weird.
It is weird, but like they're way safer nowadays than they were, 30, 40 years ago. It is clean energy. But what do you do with those spent rods and all that shit? I mean, there's definitely some scary things about them. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to live anywhere near one.
No, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't probably want to live. Yeah, I don't want to. Like, they were showing on TV the other day. It was on one of the news channels, and there's, they're like big concrete things,
Mm-hmm.
They look like teepees, sort of, right? And they're showing all these houses, they're probably just, a couple hundred yards away. I'm like, what the? No freaking way! You couldn't pay me to live in one of those houses.
I guess transportation is the problem, but there's enough freaking there's enough empty land in this country that it can be done.
Uh, yeah, I don't know where it's at. I don't really even know where any nuclear plants were in California at all. Hydro is a good option. Hydro is good. Oroville Dam is a good example, but man, I've seen some disasters with those with hydro dams too, especially over in one of those. I think it was China, if I'm not mistaken, one of those countries over there. But it's lessons learned. You learn ins and outs. But what other thing do you have to produce it? Coal? How else do you produce electricity? Besides, I mean, wind and solar is not enough.
No,
You know,
not even close to enough.
the solar's fine, but it doesn't work on cloudy days. Well, technically it does work on cloudy days. It's just not as good. But it's going to take a boatload of freaking solar panels and a boatload of land to produce. That'd be interesting. How much electricity can a nuclear power plant provide? Like how many solar panels do you need to equal the
Yeah,
same amount?
yeah, and here's the thing: how long do these solar panels last?
They should last forever, technically, unless they get broken. Which, see, technically, if they're broken, probably okay too. It's just whether or not the wires rot and all that stuff inside. But how much does it cost to make those solar panels? Like, when it comes ESG wise, or is there any repercussions to the environment producing those? But then you could say, well, you produce them once and they can be used for multiple years. I could see the argument there, but what is your do your research today? See here. New law passed projects PCG. New fire fund protects. We'll go back up. Trust me. I'm out. I'm never going back in the thing again. At least check into it. The fire trust will probably release. Well, they didn't. Did they get found responsible or did they settle?
Yeah, they settled for like $1 billion or something. I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
they're
Didn't
not
they
going
file Chapter
anywhere.
13 or something too or something?
Yeah, they filed Chapter 13 reorganization, but they're not going anywhere. They can't.
Yeah.
It's
Well, if anything, it'd be taken over by the state.
right. That's the only thing that I mean. It's not gonna. If the state takes them over, then they're out. But there's no way that they're gonna just disappear or go. I mean, bankrupt. They could just continue going bankrupt.
Smooth sailing. I think it's probably decent given where it's at right now, but I'm not going to touch it.
I was looking at puts. It's on my watch list. I was looking at puts when it was in the $10 spot. I was looking at the $9 put, but they were only
I'm
paying
not buying a leap on it, Jerry.
they were only paying like 15, 20 cents. So I was like,
You going to buy a leap on it?
I should have, but I ain't gonna touch it now.
Yeah, I already got, I already lost $4,700 in it. Like to me, it's just the only reason I bought it was the utility. It paid a good dividend at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I think it did.
Yeah, it did.
And I knew the company because I lived there. So, and then I got my ass handed to me. Let's see here. What's your opinion on the financial sector and inflation? Let me ask you this, Jerry. When it comes to fires, how do people die in a fire? In like those types of fires? Are they just holding out like to the last minute, or is it? Do you not know that it's coming? How do you?
There's holdouts and there's holdouts, and then you might not be able to even get out. The road might not be passable.
You can't drive through a fire?
I guess you could. Fire trucks do.
Maybe they don't want to drive because they don't want to mess their Teslas up or something. I don't know, pain or something. But it's like I don't understand how.
I think it's mostly all just smoke inhalation is really what.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. I got a couple of gas masks. I'm probably okay, but I just never understood that. Like how they must be so fast moving that you're just caught off guard. I don't know. It just seems so odd to me that you can die in a fire like that, which is coming. It's there. Like like it's not like it's a tornado somewhat could pop out of nowhere. But I mean, there's a lot of other natural disasters out there that
Yeah.
you know that are
Fires,
coming.
they can move fast. They can move fast. They can change direction in a heartbeat. So
I don't want to be burned to death. Let's see here. What is your opinion on the financial sector and inflation? I don't. How
should
does
help.
inflation affect the financial sector?
It should help.
Raising interest rates will help.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm just trying. I mean, in general, inflation should help the whole market.
Yeah, it should help everything. So
So
if they want to, temper inflation, they raise rates,
yeah,
which will be good for the financial sector.
let me look at J.P. Morgan. Actually, let's see here. It's doing fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the financial markets should get hurt by inflation at all. That's good. It's good for the overall market. I mean, in general, inflation's just, yeah, the market's going up and we're kind of broke even in a way, or it's kind of a wash. If you know, I don't know, if you had $30,000 you're making from that, from your whatever your investments, and that's what you spend, then inflation's going to affect you. But if you're making more money than you need, then you're still outpacing inflation, in my opinion. It might still be cutting into a little bit, but am I explaining that right, Jerry?
I think so.
Because they talk about it all the time in the news, like, oh, we just increased the wages of everybody. Like the wages went up. But guess what? Inflation went up more than the wages went up. The trick is to keep inflation at 2%, but have wages go up higher than inflation. That's real wage increase, not what they're having on TV right now, right? Which CNN never even talks about because they
Can't
don't
even
talk
get
about
people.
any news.
California can't even get people to work at $15 an hour.
Yeah. I flip back and forth between news channels a lot, and it so amazes me so much how much news you actually miss out on what's going on in this freaking country right now. There's a lot of bad shit going on right now. They don't talk about it at all on CNN. Zero news about it. You know what they do talk about though? They talk about insurrection and Trump. They still talk about that.
They still talk about that?
They still talk about that.
What the heck?
It's amazing. I'm like, what? I mean, what about the ports? Come on, this is real stuff that's affecting people right now, you know? Oh man. Let's see here. The border's another example. Oh yeah, they're going to extend the Biden is actually going to put remain in Mexico policy back into effect.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting. You know he didn't want to.
Oh no way.
You know he
I'm
didn't want
surprised
to.
they didn't come up with the new plan and make it like the same, but call it something different.
You're right. Yeah, you're probably right. When the fire trust releases the shares, massive sell-off. Third of the total shares. What does he preach about? Beaten down but needed a company. Yeah. Yeah, it's institutional. Do they have municipal bonds, Jerry?
I'm pretty sure they do.
PCG, you can get preferreds on PCG.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and it was
That's
actually
probably the way to go.
It was probably below par.
Yeah.
It was like one of the very few that was below par. Almost everything else is above. But anybody else, does anybody here trade preferreds or ever traded preferreds before or ever got into them before?
I haven't.
I did a lot of investigation on them years ago. Yeah, California sure is an example of how the state should be run. It never ceases to amaze me. It's a power company in a state that wants to ban non-electric strong buy. Howard Marks. Yeah, but how are they going to benefit from that, I guess? Are people going to be charging the cars at home? I would probably want to have a car that I could charge at home. You know, I don't want to go to a freaking gas station. Wait,
Yeah,
are they going to call them gas stations? They're going to call them electric stations.
They're going to call them charging stations, but yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want to be out there charging my car.
Yeah, I just come home and plug it in. You know, I hope that freaking battery doesn't blow up.
even on a trip, I would want a spare battery. Like, let me carry a spare battery.
Jerry, they're not like diehard batteries.
But that's what I'm
They're
saying.
humongous. And
I'm
they
just
weigh
saying
a
what I would
ton.
want. I'm just saying what I would want.
They're like 1,000 pounds.
They need to make them 5 pounds and recharge and swappable.
Gerry, just carry a generator with you and charge it off the generator.
Yeah, gas powered generator.
Here's an interesting thing. So I don't remember what state it was then. Was it California that's going to ban lawnmowers and blowers or something like that? They're all
Yeah.
going to go all electric?
Yeah.
How does that affect like people that mow lawns for a living and stuff? Just bring a bunch of batteries with them?
They're just going to have a bunch of batteries with them and a generator to charge.
So this is
Wait,
a good...
no. They're banning generators too.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Generators... I'm like, I don't think generators can ever go away. They serve a purpose.
They're going away in California.
Well, in my life, I mean, how do you replace a generator? You know what I mean? Well, what's the replacement for one? You know? So
solar.
that's normally people that have a generator have solar too, like RVs, you know what I mean? That's just, I just don't see it. When I was thinking about it the other day, I'm like, you know what? If I ever have a house that has a lawn and all that, you know what? I'm like, electric mower? I'm like, you know what? Okay. The reason why I always was against electric mowers because they had a fucking cord. I don't want to drag a cord. But if they're battery, I'm okay with it, right? I'd be okay with that. I don't have to smell like gas when I get done and all that. You know what I mean? But I just didn't.
Why do that? Just use what do you call them? The old school manual pushers.
Oh no, you're not going to push that up a hill, Gerry. You got to have a self-propelled lawnmower. Let's see here. You're basing it off of the past. No, I'm not basing it off the past. I'm just basing it off. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to. I just don't want to get into it. I'm not. I really just don't buy stocks anymore. Gavin supports them. That's one reason you should be getting out of it. Let's see here. You will not find opportunities like this, I think. I'll tell you what, smooth selling. I'll look at some leaps. Tomorrow.
Oh, they're overpriced now.
Oh God. What about Workday? A lot of the HR department just switched to Workday. Yeah, my company I work for uses Workday. I really like ServiceNow though. ServiceNow is the shit.
Man, that chart's all over the place.
Yeah, they're both actually really good. Workday and ServiceNow.
Almost looks like an Intel chart except flipped.
Workday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They already closed the gap on the bottom, but yeah, I don't know. It's overvalued and all that shit. It's good. SAP is probably a better bet when it comes to solid, but I'm not real big fan of SAP personally. Workday though, like I said, our company uses it, but I'm all about ServiceNow. Let's take a look at now, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, they're both overpriced, but I use ServiceNow every day, and it's like I'm just amazed. Like it replaced Remedy. Remedy was like we used that for years, and it's like oh my God, I could not go back to Remedy after using ServiceNow. Let's see here. California is highly populated. It is? Yeah.
I think they're having negative growth.
California? Yeah, they actually did. Very first time in, was it the history? They lost a seat. They're all moving to Arizona, Texas, Nevada, Washington, Oregon. Screwing up other
Lots
states.
of people. I now you want to talk about, knowing, do I personally know people that died from COVID? No. Do I personally know people that have moved out of California? A lot. A lot. Seriously, a lot.
Yeah. Where did they go?
One went to Oregon. One went to Texas. One went to Florida. One is actually looking to go right now to Tennessee. So they're leaving.
Thumbs up. Well, the thing with Tennessee, that I don't care how much cancer moves there. That state's probably never going to flip. So Texas, as much as we thought that state would never flip, it's getting close. It's not that far off. Hard pass. Let's see here. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck wood? Yeah, I've heard that.
All of it.
Hey, you damn woodchucks, quit chucking that wood. Let's see
All
here. Your loss. Who are you talking to? You talking to Net Ghost?
We talking to Net Ghost.
You guys been bantering back and forth? Let's see here. I don't even live in the States. Good point. You definitely don't touch. I don't know. You do what you want. I know PCG. I know the company. I used to get service from them when I lived there. So I'm from that state. I lived there for 30 plus years. You couldn't pay me enough to live back in that state.
My electric and gas bill is roughly, on average, $500 a month.
What? My gas here is like 50. My electric's about 60. I have a small apartment though. Let's see here. Definitely not my
This is a small house. This is a small house. Imagine if it was a,
2-story.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy that had a brand new house. He thought he was all badass, right? Oh, my house is like 3,000 square foot, 2-story, blah blah blah.
2 thermostats, 2 units.
2 thermostats, 2 units. He got his freaking PG&E bill, and it was like $1,300.
Oh my God. Jeez, we have Excel Energy here, which is publicly traded as well. Let's see here. DE is 197% of the. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, it's ArcX.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people don't know, but CAT and DE is in the autonomous driving arena technology.
True. There's a lot of those. I mean, some of those tractors these days, like it'll go out and freaking mow your whole damn cornfield, without you even in the damn thing.
Yep.
They locked the software, and I know there's some stuff going on about that, some lawsuits or whatever. But agriculture onto the moon. What did you think about Shatner going up? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. I've had an
It was
extremely
actually interesting.
crazy.
The blue origin. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The thing is, I don't know if anybody saw it, but that thing hit the ground at like 13 miles an hour. That's pretty hard.
Harsh. Yeah, that's harsh.
Yeah. Like when it had the camera was back, but it hit the ground. It was like smoke everywhere or dust everywhere. I'm like, 13 miles an hour is pretty damn hard impact, Pretty cool to watch though. Mars. Let's see here. FJB, Gerry. Truth hurts. Careful boys, gonna piss libs off. Yeah.
That's usually a weekly occurrence.
It's a weekly occurrence. ArcX has terrible Trimble. What's Trimble? Trimble. They are gonna need it to terraform. Yeah, I know what Terraform is, but I don't know what Trimble is.
Trimble is a tech company that enhance or transform field mobile workers to enhance their work processes worldwide. Looks like it's software type stuff or whatever.
Been around for a while too. Sunnyvale. Yeah. It's so weird because I've been in the IT for a long time, over 20. Professionally anyway, I've been in the IT field since 2000. I've never heard of Trimble, and it's been around since what let's say 1978. So yeah, I've never heard of it. I wonder what they do, because I've heard a lot of stuff. I mean, we use a ton of stuff, And I've been talking about on the automation side too, or the the Kubernetes and all that bullshit. Let's see here. By the Facebook dip. I miss MySpace. Yeah. Sarah, hit me up in MySpace. Slide into my MySpace. Let's see here. I meant Ford.
That was the leaps.
Leaps? Yeah.
The $7 leaps.
Like I said, man, I just have a hard time holding that long. Like, oh, I'm up $3,000. Yeah, I can get a lot more out of it still. No way.
Yeah, I'd double my money. I'd be excited.
My two biggest gains in my entire life was $11,000 gain and then like an $8,700 gain overnight. If it wasn't happening overnight, I would have never got that big. And I sold it pre-market. That's how fast I got out of it. Let's see here. COVID-19 can affect people. Let's see, gastrointestinal. Everything affects my gastrointestinal. Let's see here. I do believe we are close to herd. Yeah, well, aren't we technically at the immunity or vaccination rate that they wanted us to be at?
Yeah, I thought
We're way above it,
I
aren't we?
wanted it to be 70%. Now we're over that.
Yeah, so I think it's just at this point they're just trying to keep the gravy train on this, on the tracks at this point. Everybody's profiting. Let's see here, except workers. COVID should be old news. I'm sick of it. I am honestly sick of it too. I'm sick of hearing the keywords fully vaccinated. What if you got one shot of J&J? Is that still, you know what I mean? That's fully vaccinated. Let's see here. I've seen 30-year-old get intubated and destroyed from the Delta. What's your point? Oh, I guess your point is that 30-year-olds. Yeah, was the person, everybody's going to differ. I don't know. I just feel like the risk for me is just low, considering my history of, how often I got sick and how, I don't know. I just do. I don't know. Please stick with the stock talk. All of them in DC in the last 20 plus years do more damage than good. Well, Gerry, stick with the stocks.
Damn it.
Let me see here.
Do we have a government? Do we have a government stock?
Government stock.
We can short it.
No, short it. Let's see here. I'm in Southeast Asia. Delta was late getting here. It started there. What are you talking about? No, it started over in Asia somewhere. Fauci caused it. Left the States when I hit nine-figure. Hit fire. Sorry. Delta. Wait. Left the States when I hit fire 9 years ago. Like it. Where are you at? Because I'm looking to fire over in maybe in Thailand, maybe in the Philippines. I don't know. Fuck it is Thailand. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. Costa Rica works too. They are both naked puts. Oh, okay. So he's just staggering. He's laddering them out, staggering them out a little bit. I got the PFE vaccine. I'm good. Pfizer. Let's see here. XYLG isn't on M1. Good. You don't need it.
Yeah. Don't touch it.
Why? I don't understand why anybody would get in QYLG or XYLG. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just buy half the SPY or half of VU?
Yeah. Especially in M1 Finance. Just set it up 50% QQQ, 50% QQQM, 50% QYLD. Bammo, you got QYLG.
Cheaper.
Yeah,
I don't get that, Darth. I'm gonna take back my golf clap if you keep that up. Let's see. Neither is QYLD. There you go. Same thing. They shouldn't put them on there. Matter of fact, do they miss out on more money if you? They're gonna make more money if you have them split up, probably, right? That's why they don't have them on there.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Why wouldn't they? You're doing more trading. You have two stocks you got to get in.
Yeah,
they have more ways of siphoning money from you.
Yeah, you're right.
It's probably this doesn't make no sense. I wonder if they have Q caller and all that bullshit on there.
They might have that.
Yeah, I exchanged emails with them and bitched. You never bitch to your broker. They're in control of your money. I see your email them and they put RYLD in. Okay. We can thank him, Gerry. Built my own version of it.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Exactly. It's cheaper. Keep mentioning M1 and please add basic options trade. No, that's never going to happen. Because of the way they trade, the way the whole platform works, it would have to be like a complete redesign.
Yeah, it would have to be M1 options. It would have to be totally
Yeah,
different.
exactly. It had to be completely separated almost. I just don't see it happening. It was like QQQ, QLD. There you go, right there. It's exactly what you just said. There, VO, there you go, exactly. I would just say instead of doing QQQ, there's probably a better option than QQQ because that's got a somewhat higher expense ratio. But
yeah, the M, you want to do the M.
QQQM, VOO's perfect. What was that, like 0.06?
Correct.
Some low.
0.03, isn't it?
0.0, yeah, you're right. Might even be lower than that. You can buy international data with Mint Mobile too now. Okay, I'll check that out. Let's see here. I'll check that out. Rebecca. Have T.to in my portfolio. I love that company. Yeah, but you're from Canada, man. Come on. You're from Canada. Let's see here. And you better use my referral link if you sign up. It's true. They have a pretty darn good referral program. I got to give them that. IB's is a piece of shit. T-Mobile big UFC supporters. Huh. I didn't know that. Let's see here. Wall Street Bets. Yeah. AMC is doing sporting events now.
Yeah, they are. They're doing like pay-per-view type crap and stuff like that.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not, because if especially if they're serving beer and food. I like that.
I was just gonna say you gotta have alcohol or beer, and I'm not like a beer person, but because I just don't see people going there unless they can act all footballish and stuff like that, or whatever. You know how the people act. Yeah, it's gotta be alcohol. Yeah. If they set it up, if they kind of maybe revamped maybe some of the theaters in there, and they had like tables and chairs and couches and stuff where people can kind of like gather around and stuff.
Yeah.
I
think it works, but is it enough?
That's a good question. Let's see here. Football, MMA, and other shit. I think it's a good idea, but I don't know I just don't know how well it's going to convert. Most theaters are assigned. Wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass because.
Yeah, I bet.
I think what was it? We went to a movie, right? It was during the pandemic, or it just opened or something like that. And my wife picked our seats, right? And it was like we go in. It was like we were the only two in there, and then two more people came in. They sat right in front of us. And it's like, dude, you were able to pick any freaking seat in this whole damn place, and you decided to sit in front of us. It didn't make any sense, but
that kind of just drives me nuts too. So they literally sat in the seat right next to you. So if they're tall, you can't see.
Yeah, right in front of us. The two right in front of us. It's like
can't put your foot up there.
Exactly. Can't spit.
Why didn't you just get up and go one behind you?
Yeah, I think that's what we end up doing.
Assigned seating. I have to say this. Southwest, I really hate the unassigned seating of Southwest. It gives me anxiety because if you don't get there early or you don't check in like right away and get an A, you have to go way to the back. It's like I really hate that. I really like the assigned seating of airlines. That way I can I can be the last person to board. But what do you think happened to Southwest last week, Gerry?
I have no idea. I think they're going to downplay it, but I think you're going to see a lot more people just finally putting their foot down and saying, screw you.
I think that's what it was too. I think it was I think a lot of people either walkout or people quit or got fired. I don't know what it is, but it definitely wasn't weather related. When have we ever seen that before? Like it's sunny out, like it's just, I don't know. Yeah, Cody, we already talked about that. It could have been. And they definitely, bad weather. That's what they said. And like, And I've seen planes. I've even flown in when it's snowing out. Like it wasn't bad weather. Like, they blamed it on something else too. It was bad. Oh, they blamed it on the FAA, I think.
Yeah, and the FAA came back and said,
Yeah, they did. Shot across the bow. Hey, we didn't do shit. all the other companies were fine. It's just Southwest. Movie ticket sales are in total almost back to Really, I didn't know that. And they show other stuff like sports and fights. I think that's a good idea. I don't know how well it'll work. I probably wouldn't go watch it because I don't really have any friends. But yeah, I'd just rather watch it at my own damn house. That's me. But some people aren't like that. Movie tickets. I still do the pre-ticket thing, Fandango or whatever. Let's see here. Hey, you want to see Brown Eye Girl? Press 1. It's the cost. Oh, yeah, 2 tickets. That's the thing, Jerry. The cost of the tickets is nothing. It's the damn popcorn and the freaking milk duds and shit.
Yeah, they can let you in for free as long as
Pretty much.
As long as you freaking buy something from the concession stand.
Yeah, you can't get out of around $60 for a family. Did you ever do this when you were a kid, Jerry? Did you ever pay to go in and then you stay there all day?
Well,
watch all the movies?
Of course.
My brother and I used to do that all the time, man.
Dude, our movie, well, back in the 90s, was it the 90s? Late 80s, early 90s, my town built a brand new movie theater. So the two, old movie theaters kind of got left to the wayside. So they ended up being dollar movies. So we were able to go buy dollar movies, right? And they would be a double feature for $1. So boy,
I really love the dollar theaters.
We used to bring in alcohol and sunflower seeds and
Taco Bell.
Yeah, and by the time we left, we destroyed that area. Right? There's freaking crab wrappers, sunflower seeds everywhere. We would destroy a place. But we were teenagers.
I really liked the dollar theater because it was more busy than the regular theaters were, So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if
we'd freaking smoke weed in there.
Oh shit! I'd probably call the cops. Nah, I wouldn't call the cops on you, but I'd probably leave. Let's see here. All I ever hear on the news is how bad. Yeah, that's exactly why. Because you're watching the wrong channel. That's all they talk about on CNN. Let's see here. TSM. Yeah, I think don't they have earnings or they just had earnings? Let's see. Yeah, earnings. They just had earnings.
Well, if they just had earnings, I'd probably start looking at this one.
You like a 100 or something, or lower than that?
95.
Yeah. So TSM 90. Yeah, I have to see what they're worth down there, but I don't know. Every time I look at stuff like that, it's like 30 cents or whatever. It's like I got to put a bunch on just to make anything. Let's see here. Is it time to open it? See, put premiums seem decent. Can Intel really make a comeback? I think Intel is going to make a comeback. Yeah, it's just time. I do think Intel is going to be coming back.
Yeah, there's no premium on TSM.
He says it's decent, Jerry.
Well, yeah, if you go up to like 110.
Yeah. No freaking way. Yeah, Communist News Network. Let's see here. What do you guys think? Did you hear Biden get mad the other day? He gets mad all the time. He's like, what are you going to do you're going to do the border? We're going to take care of it. Like he snapped. Geez,
he's definitely got issues. Yeah.
Did you hear him talk about democracy? I heard I don't know how long ago he said this. It might have just said this. I don't know. Talk about democracy. There's in such and such, there was 50 democracies. Now there's only 15. 15! He literally yelled at him like, geez. What is wrong with this dude?
He said he's rich now because he's the president.
That's true. Pay your fair share. He's freaking got on the microphone and he whispered to me, Jerry. He whispered.
You skipped the guy.
I did. Let's see. Sorry about that, Grind and Retire. What do you guys think of West Rock, WRK in Cincinnati? Nobody remembers WKRP, do they?
Yeah, nobody does, I don't think. West Rock or International Paper or GPK, I think is the other one, or PKG.
Weyerhaeuser?
Weyerhaeuser
International
well.
Paper.
Yeah, the same. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Iron Mountain. Okay, so International Paper. Packaging and containers. The thing is, let's see, they have earnings November. The thing is how much packaging, because of the port issue and all that stuff, and supply chain issue.
That could be a thing, but I think overall, I think they're fine companies because we're always going to need packaging. So everything comes in boxes.
Right now, they're just sitting on the container ships.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have any problem with the company. I just probably wouldn't do anything with it for myself. You talk about options, or we talking about something else?
There's no premium, not in my opinion. I mean, there is, but not where I want to be.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there, Grind and Retire. It looks like it's okay. It's better than a lot of the stocks we've talked about tonight, but it's not something I would probably touch myself. DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. What is that, Jerry? DEA.
That's the closest thing you can get to an actual government REIT. It's not really government, but it's a REIT. It's a REIT that
no,
they lease to the government. So
let me see. No, Geo's one.
Geo leases to the government as well.
Yeah, I thought PSEC was, but that's not a REIT.
No.
Let's see here. VU is trading at record high PE. Correction due. I don't think so. I think the PE needs to be adjusted from inflation. Inflation ain't stopping anytime soon, especially if they pass some sort of. Do you see how much pork was in that bill, Jerry? Whew,
I haven't. I just.
It's so much shit in there. It's not even
9,000 pages.
It's not even funny. It's 2,000 pages, I think. I think they're just going to readjust it. It's what they're going to do because inflation. You got $4 trillion on the sidelines. Like I just don't see it not going up. We're going to double top. If it can't get past the double top, then we might go down lower. If we don't double top, and we're probably make new highs. I mean, if we double top, most likely we're probably gonna make new highs. You should have a sovereign wealth fund. Then we'd have fund following the market. It would be a dog fight, daily dog fight. I don't know what a sovereign wealth fund is. You know what that is, Jerry?
No.
Oh, tell us what it is, Gary. Let's see here. Market opens early in the AM. Got to get some. Yeah, we're about to call anyway. We're gone for 2 hours and a half. We're down at the bottom anyway. Market opens early, so the market is pretty much flat. Yeah, you enjoy your week too, Gary. Let's see here. Oh, did you guys see? You mentioned. Yeah, I actually like that kind of UTZ, and it moved up this past week. I just looked at UTZ. Is that that's yeah, I really like their products actually.
You don't.
Yeah, well, when I wasn't keto, I was eating the cheaps. Yeah, Squid Games. I've heard about it. I see it on my Netflix, but I'm gonna finish the season 3. There's some other stuff I gotta watch. I'm gonna start. I don't know what Squid Games is. It looks stupid. I judge it by the cover, but everybody says it's good, so I'll start it. Thanks, guys. Great stream. Take care. Thanks a lot, John Arnold. Hey, John Arnold. All right, y'all. Hey, thanks a lot for joining. 2.5 hours. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Let's all have a good week. Let's put some shit on, Jerry.
I got to put some shit on for sure.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.